Here we are in bed number 3. Bed number 3, the entire thing was onions, except for one small section of shallots. We have emptied this whole thing out. All of our onions are harvested now. And we came through here with the high wheel cultivator. We scuffed up the top. Now that, I guess technically that's a form of tilling, but we didn't till deep at all. And we just cut off the roots, and we did that yesterday. Meaning the roots of any kind of a weed in here. Because we did have some weeds. Let me just find one. So there's this kind of stuff in here. There were a lot of perennial things that I didn't want in here that are very hard to pick by hand. I didn't want to cover this with garlic and bring in compost. Did I say garlic? Mm-hmm. I'm insane. I didn't want to cover this with cardboard and bring in compost to put on top of it. Because it's a big bed. It's large. Does it need an inch or two of compost? Yes, it does. The compost that was on here is beginning to be gone. We need that detritosphere on here. I wanted to go ahead and get it planted very quickly. I don't have the labor to do that, but to get the cardboard, the compost, that would take days to get done with I mean, it would probably only take 2 hours. I just don't have it within my schedule. So we just busted the weeds off like this, and we have already planted half of the bed. That half up there, I direct seeded to carrots. So I just came in with the Earthway seeder. There's videos on that already. And I just planted rows of carrots in here to get it done. The rest of this will be planted to other things that are growing in paper pots that I had started weeks ago to take over this area. And that was our plan today, was to come in and to plant these. If we make a video of that, it'll be a separate one. We just wanted to show you that this is cleared out, it's ready to go, and it's a whole different look than sometimes I do things. But it's still a good way to do it. Let's run up there and look at the onions real quick.
All right.
So the onions are all up here on the table. And here they are. They are curing right now. They're up here. They are drying. We've been having rain for the last 2 days. And I am shocked because my wife walked up deathly afraid of heights. I thought you were going to film from down there.
This is a labor of love that I'm standing up here. Just wanna say that.
We've had a lot of rain the last few days. And so we had to cover the roll down and this one to keep the rain off.
Oh yeah, you can see it in there.
Yeah, so there's moisture in here from last night. But it is keeping the onions dry, and if we're afraid there is a little water on it, we come through here and we will stir these onions a little bit every day. So we have a lot of, the pearl type sized onions. Same variety as the bigger ones, they were just planted later. And then we have quite a few just nice onions. I did not have any of the jumbo huge onions this year, and that is a disappointment to me. For me, I mean, look at all these onions here, We have a lot of onions, and a lot of onions have gone away already. There's onions that are already in kitchens being eaten.
Parts of salsa that have been enjoyed.
Yeah, but I'm frustrated by this. This, to me, is a crop failure. So it has been a hard year. It's been a rough time. And people see me say things like that, and they laugh because I have all this food, and I'm saying it's a failure.
It's not like we're not grateful for the food. It just isn't what you expected.
No, I wanted, instead of 12 bags of onions, I wanted 40.
Right.
I wanted onions, and I didn't exactly get those this year. The crops just didn't do as well as I had hoped.
So will you experiment with a new variety?
No.
Was it just an environmental issue?
It's environmental. This has been a bad year. Yeah. The grass has not grown back good outside for the cattle farmers, ranchers here. There's I don't know, like the potato crop is suffering right now. I've been pulling some potatoes and they're dinky little things. Hopefully we get a good potato crop. We've got about 3 more weeks. of growth on those plants before they're done growing potatoes. The tomatoes have not done well. There's a lot of things have not done well. Now, on the bright side, the green beans have done pretty good. The cucumbers have done pretty good. Things like lettuce, spinach, kale, that stuff always does good. It's doing fine. But it has been a tough year. But anyway, here are the onions, and this is how we're drying them. And so there's all these dead tops. When we brought them in here, a lot of the tops were still pretty green. Now, a lot of times we would just leave these on the ground in that bed number 3. We would just dig them and leave them laying there and let them dry like hay. We wanted to get that replanted. We didn't want them sitting there for a week to 2 weeks to cure, so we brought them up here to dry and to cure. So as these are curing, as the tops dry down, see how this top is still green right here? Well, as they dry down, see this one's more dry. There will come a point where you go like this and all the tops fall off, but that one's still too wet. That one's a lot closer. And you don't really cut them off, you can just go like this and the tops will come off. See how the roots just came off? Right there. So they're not quite to the point where that's happening. Anyway, we do have beautiful onions. We're just not enough of them. Hopefully this helps you have an onion patch and replant your bed number 3.